Hi everyone, I am really excited to make this particular edition of New Beatles Finds because in the nearly 8 years that I've been making these Beatles Finds videos, this is probably one of the best. There's stuff in here that I can't believe I got. Rarities, at least one item off my memory that I've never seen before, didn't even know it was out there. And all kinds of formats too. We got DVD, Blu-ray, singles, vinyl LPs, box set. This is going to be a long one. Let's see how fast I can get this through. Well, okay, I wasn't really just playing clickbait when I hyped it in the title. This is really a special video. To start with, I'm going to show the best item first. Usually, you save the best for last, but I think this time I'm just going to go right ahead and go with it. It's this original 1963 Beatles Christmas message on Flexi disc from the Beatles fan club from Britain. This is something that I've never had. I've never had one of the originals before. This is the first Christmas disc that I've owned, and of course, uh, because it's in such nice shape, this first disc, it makes me want to go ahead and get the whole collection. But these are not cheap. That's the only thing, and it's always stopped me from getting the original Christmas disc because, of course, they've come out, with reissues and stuff. But this particular one, it was not cheap, but it wasn't astronomical. But if you add the price up for all of the discs, if you get them all, that could be pricey. But one at a time. Okay, there's one flaw that I'm disappointed in with this, but other than that, it's pretty good. And I'll get to that as I go. You can see the pocket there that holds the disc, which plays at 33 and a third RPM. There's the national newsletter. Um, this is the Flexi disc, and I'll show you what the flaw is in case you haven't spotted it yet. The label is not attached. The label comes off. You can always attach it, or maybe I just won't. I'll just leave it like that. I don't know yet. There's the label. And there's the Flexi disc. Okay, so very excited to get this, my first actual original Beatles Christmas message on disc. All right, in really good shape too. There's a little dot up there that kind of is not desirable, but come on, right? You can't ask for more, I don't think. Okay, next up I have 1964 early copy of Meet the Beatles. It is in the outer sleeve, so it kind of makes glare on it. You can't really tell everything about it. It's you can see the top T there. It's a mono copy. The back does not have the George Martin credit, which means it's kind of early. I was looking up some information on this because I unlike some other collectors, I don't really know everything about all the ASCAP, BMI, and stuff and things like that. From my research, from what I've seen, this dark royal blue means it's a pretty early press. But sometimes what people do is the cover could be East Coast, and maybe it's a second press, but they put a first press inner sleeve. Sometimes they Frankenstein them together, so you don't really know for sure. It's got that little dip here, which indicates West Coast, I think, if I'm not mistaken. But the thing is, from what I looked up, the records would seem to be more of an East Coast pressing. And I know people out there like Beatle Vinyl 85, Marv, how you doing, Marv, are more interested in this. I'm going to show you the label. You see the number one, the way it looks like the letter I. There's no little one symbol on the corner there. It just looks like a capital letter I. That supposedly means East Coast press, but East Coast, West Coast, whatever. It's very early the press though for the label because the way the BMI credit is only for I Want to Hold Your Hand. ASCAP is everything else on both sides. I think it was, according to the book I read, I think it was January 8th press of this, maybe. The one that's ultra rare does not have any ASCAP or BMI on it. Okay, next up, this was something I'd never seen before, but it's just another in the many editions of this, the Hamburg material. This one here on the back says it looks like it's a British press. I'm thinking. You can see the price sticker on there has the British mark on it. You know, the Tony Sheridan material, but you know, I see this stuff. I must have dozens and dozens and dozens of copies of this material, but I'm a sucker for a really nice cover, something different, you know. So this is a different cover, different kind of album to have. Now, I said that there was a rarity that I had never saw before, and this is it. I'm going to take it out of the wrap for this video. Just give me a second here. It's Japanese John Lennon and Elton John. The live performance, November 28th, Thanksgiving, 1974. And I have never seen it with the Obi strip and all. I'll just take off the Obi strip just to get a better look at it, you know. Very happy to find this. Anytime you find something you haven't seen before, it's pretty exciting. I'm going to save this for later to fix. All right, let's look at the inside. I know many people want to see the labels on these. Okay, this is the label. Comes in one of these, which is really protective sleeves, but a lot of people don't care for them because they get crunched up, and I'm not exactly thrilled with them, but they really do take care of the record, I find. And it's got a little extra inner booklet, if you will. Has the lyrics to the songs. No photos, disappointingly, but still nice piece. Okay, now here's something that I don't think I've come across at all. There's an album called The Beatles Tapes. It's from the David Wigg interviews. He interviewed all four of the Beatles at one point. And usually when you see that, it's on a standard black cover, just a black background. It just says The Beatles Tapes in white, no photographs on it. Well, I found this one here, which is pretty nice. And this is going to be interesting because I'm going to do a sealed to revealed. Now, this, for people who think that I never open stuff up, which is true, I very rarely do, I am going to surprise everybody because this is a gatefold and I'm going to open it. Now, some people may be going, no, don't do it. And tell me what side you're on. Some people are like, don't open it, don't open it. But I'll tell you the reason I'm opening it. The shrink here, as you can see, is torn. It's all torn on the side there. There's no shrink. And especially back here, there's no shrink. You see, it's all off here anyway. So let's do it, folks. Okay, let your kids out of the room because they might not be able to take the shock. Okay. Oh, did I just do that? Oh, I can't believe I did it. Oh, I don't believe it. I de-shrinked an album. Oh, well, anyway. All right, here we go. Let's open this up here. Oh, I opened it up for nothing because it's just it's text. Okay, I should have known because I think that's what the original has inside. Excerpts from the David Wigg interviews. Anyway, there you have that. All right, and let's take a look at one of the records. Okay, we've got these nice plastic inner sleeves. All right, there we go. Okay. So, yeah, sometimes I do de-shrink wrap certain albums. All right. As I put this back in the sleeve, the next one that I'm going to show you folks is an album that a lot of people are going to cringe at when you see it. They're going to go, "Oh no, not another copy of that! Oh my!" You know, it's funny because I have one of these next album sealed already. I have one of these sealed already, and I don't open it because in some cases I keep them completely sealed. This one, if I decide to play this, and you may notice that I'm sorry if you heard that beep, folks. Somebody just notified me it's so and so's birthday on another social media. Like, I really need that in the middle of a video. Anyway, it's this album, the Sgt Pepper's Lonely Hearts Club Band movie, but it's a promo, and that's why I'm showing it. It has the poster. It's got all the hype on there. It advertises the poster, and that's what I like when it comes to collectability. You can see also gold stamp promo veil, not for sale. Guess what? I bought it. Anyway, so come and get me. You know, the Gatefold, Bee Gees and company. Okay, but I want to just show you what's cool. I mean, I don't know if you're like me, some of you collectors out there, but I can't resist a white label promo sometimes. So RSO, not for sale, promotion only. Warning you. I'm warning you. Well, the warning didn't heed because I got it sold to me and I am now an owner. All right. Next, we're going to go for a moment to Paul McCartney's solo album. It's the same kind of deal. Why I actually picked it up. I have this already, original and so forth. It's McCartney 2. You can't really see. It's a WYSP radio station. A bunch of albums came in that had this WYSP radio stamp. But what I like about them is they're, again, for promotion only. You know, I don't usually buy these for everybody just because of the gold stamp. The gold stamp isn't really enough in some cases. I mean, but this particular one I did buy because it was another white label promo. Another one, demonstration, not for sale. How do they ever sell these things? Isn't that incredible that people actually have the audacity to sell these things? So, yeah, so most of the time, if it just has the gold stamp but doesn't really have a white label, I don't usually go crazy getting it, you know. I can see this is going to be a long video, folks. Let's keep going. I'll try to step it up a little bit. Once Upon a Long Ago and Back on My Feet, Paul McCartney. It also has Midnight Special and Don't Get Around Much Anymore. You know, I have one of these already. This came in different shades. Does anybody know about that? There's one that's kind of gray. It's a gray cover. This one's kind of like a peach color, you know, creamy color. All right. I just did a Talk More Talk. There's a plug. Check out Talk More Talk. Go over on YouTube. Subscribe. It's a talk show I do with three of my co-hosts, and we talked about this album here, Gone Troppo, but I decided to pick this one up because it's a limited edition pressing, and I didn't really know this until I did, I think, a live chat, and someone told me, hey, hold the record up, take the record out and hold it up. So I said, all right, let's do that now. And on my live chat, I noticed, I don't know if it's going to come through. No, you don't really see it. You can't see it here. But anyway, so there's some moments wasted. But when you hold it up to the light, the record looks brown. It looks translucent brown. And it's supposed to be a superior press of the album. I just wish that such a nice, high quality, translucent disc was utilized for a better album. You know, I've come to be able to enjoy this album somewhat, but it's not one of my favorites. Okay, next item here we have is another item that I have never seen before up till now. It's John Lennon. John Lennon takes the cake in this video for rare stuff. Happy Christmas War is over. Backed with Beautiful Boy. 12-inch. A lot of stuff not for sale. Wow. Woof. You know. And it's on the Geffen label. All right. Okay, next curious item. I think I've seen photographs of this next album, and it looked familiar to me immediately, so I figured it was Beatles related. This is Sgt Pepper Knew My Father. That's the name of this. Sgt Pepper Knew My Father, made in the United Kingdom. And what this is I got to take it out really because I want you to be able to see the Sgt Pepper album. Let's just see here. A lot of Sgt Pepper tunes, all of the Sgt Pepper tunes, and they're done. I forget what style though, but it's kind of wacky. Geez, help me here. Intense psychedelic style. I'm just trying to read what this is. Okay, let's take it out. Sgt Pepper Knew My Father. I'm trying to look for artists and things. I know this is terrible. Eternal gratitude to all those artists and the following individuals who donated their services free of charge without those generous assistants. Okay, it looks like it's a combination of different artists is what this is. Okay, I was not sure of that. Okay, you have different artists on here. The Three Wise Men, Wet, Wet, Wet. The Christians, the Wedding Present, the Wedding Present with Amelia Fletcher. A lot of different names on here. Sonic Youth, I recognize Sonic Youth. And the Triffids, The Fall. So this is going to be an interesting listen. And, you know, I always like to collect albums that are not just the Beatles themselves, but also other artists that do it, you know, kind of like knockoff records. And what do you see when I talk about knockoff records? Here's another album I've never seen before. Beatle Jazz. Yeah. That is a really fun cover, and I've never seen this before. Isn't that something? The Bob Hammer Band. On the bottom, a little water damage there. Bob Hammer Band. There's the track list. Wow. And, you know, it's on the ABC Paramount label, which happens to be, oftentimes I say, one of my all-time favorite labels. I love this label. I just like the look of it, and it just makes me feel like it's something really vintage. This looks completely unplayed, no spindle wear around the whole. Unplayed record. A really nice find for stuff that's not the Beatles. No, we're going to be getting back to the actual Beatles themselves. Don't tune out yet, you know. Although the video, by the time I get done with it, could very well wind up being half an hour. Sorry, folks. I know. We'll do this later. Okay. Okay. What is this called exactly? The Liverpool Beat, sung by the Weasels. And we got more Beatles songs here performed on Mercury Records. All right. Let's take a break from LPs now and show you this. A lot of people have been showing this lately. I noticed, and I'm really a latecomer. It's the Beatles Help box set, which I have obviously never got up until now. And I think I'm going to actually show it maybe in a separate video. You know, I won't show it here, but for now I'll just show you the inner box. There's a whole bunch of stuff in here, so we'll go through that in a separate video, okay? Let's save time here. Julian Lennon our thoughts go out to Julian Lennon. He recently had a cancer scare, as people may have heard. Julian, I'm happy to say, last I looked, it was declared cancer-free. So happy about that for Julian. And I happened to just pick this up, and it's a single, Now You're in Heaven, it's called. I think I remember this song. If memory serves, it's has a very Bowie-esque sound to it. And I remember that was an interesting touch when he did it. Okay, next up, I'm going to keep this sealed. This is a sealed CD, The Fireman, Paul McCartney and Youth. It's hard these days to find CDs by the former Beatles or Beatles with the original hype and everything on it, so I'm going to keep this way. I already have a playing copy, so this is good as a collectible. You know, I've never had a copy of the concert for Bangladesh on CD. Now I do. So, concert for Bangladesh, double disc edition, and does contain a booklet. For those who are interested, as I always say. Yes, sirree. Bob Dylan, yes. As much as I love George, I always say I thought Dylan was the highlight of this particular concert. I thought he was fantastic in his performance. Okay, I've managed to finally pick up John and Yoko's latest documentary film about Imagine again, but very good. Very good documentary. John and Yoko, Above Us, Only Sky. All right, so I got this on a Blu-ray. Finally, it's a little late dragging my feet that it's Bangladesh Day here, because I also picked this up, you know, the DVD film of this. I mean, I have this already, but this is more of the deluxe version, which I just never got. And inside, you have cards. Love Ringo's. That's my favorite Ringo look, by the way. Anybody want to know what's your favorite look for Ringo? The Bangladesh film. Look at Clapton. Leon. Ravi Shankar. Friends. Yes, Billy Preston. Great performance by him. And, okay, that's that. Also comes with a book. Lots of stuff here, folks. If this could probably have a video of its own. Before I get to the book, it's got a little bit of a poster replica in here. Okay. Here are the discs. Ooh, what's that? It comes with an Apple sticker. An Apple sticker. Oh man. There's the two. There are the two discs. Handwritten lyrics to the actual song. Bangladesh. And as I said before, there is a booklet here, and I'm guessing is it similar to the other one? Let's find out. Looks similar to the other one, folks. So I'm just gonna show some photos. Because I really this video is longer than I would have liked, but 25 minutes. So okay, and finally, ta-da, the concert for New York City that Paul McCartney was at, and I hadn't had this before, so It also has a book, a little book in here. And Paul performs a number of songs here. And among them, I'm Down, Yesterday, Freedom, Let It Be. I'm Down at the time was a pretty big, exciting draw because I don't think he'd done that solo up to this point. That's it. Long video. I don't know how much you're stuck with, but I'm going to have a vinyl finds of all kinds, and that's much like this. Some incredible finds and some rare stuff in that too. Next video over, probably I'm going to do it. Thanks, folks.